Most people believe that love is a cosmic accident, a lightning bolt, a divine spark that ignites between two souls. They call it chemistry, as if giving it a scientific name makes it less of a mystery. But to the architect, love is not a mystery. It is a glitch. It is a predictable error in the human operating system, a specific sequence of neurochemical triggers that, when activated in the correct order, bypasses the critical filter and overrides the survival instinct. You've been told that seduction is about charm, looks, or expensive gifts. That is the amateur's path. That is begging for attention. The architect does not beg. The architect constructs. Today, we move beyond the superficial. We are going to deconstruct the very fabric of desire. I am going to give you the access codes to the most guarded vault in human nature, the subconscious need for another. We will explore 3 forbidden protocols that don't just attract, they bind. Welcome back to the Dark Code. If you are looking for romance, leave now. If you are looking for the blueprint to irresistible influence, stay. We are about to begin the update. The greatest mistake of the common man is availability. In their desperation to be loved, they become a constant, a background noise. They fill every silence, answer every text, and offer their presence like a bargain bin commodity. But the human brain is hardwired to ignore what is abundant. It only obsesses over what is scarce. Protocol number 1, the vacuum. Seduction does not happen when you are in the room. It happens in the hours after you leave. It happens in the silence you create. To become irresistible, you must first become a ghost. You create a high-intensity connection, a peak experience. And then, at the very moment of maximum engagement, you initiate the withdrawal. You create a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum, and the human mind is no different. When you vanish, the subject's imagination rushes in to fill the void. They begin to replay your words. They wonder where you are. They invent reasons for your silence. In this state of uncertainty, their brain begins to manufacture dopamine in anticipation of your return. You are no longer a person. You have become a mental loop. An architect knows that presence builds comfort, but absence builds obsession. You are not playing hard to get. You are strategically withdrawing the oxygen from the room so that when you finally return, your presence is the only thing that allows them to breathe. Silence is not empty. It is a heavy, 10-ton hammer that breaks the subject's ego until they are desperate for the update. Most people think mirroring is about copying someone's body language. They cross their legs when the other person crosses theirs. It's transparent. It's weak. It's a toy. The architect uses the invasive mirror. Every human being carries a void, a specific, unfulfilled need, or a hidden trauma that defines their identity. Some seek validation. Others seek protection. Some crave the feeling of being seen for who they truly are. The invasive mirror is the art of identifying this void and reflecting it back to them, but with a twist. You reflect the version of themselves they've always dreamed of being. You don't mirror their actions. You mirror their unspoken internal monologue. When you speak, you use their specific vocabulary. You validate the insecurities they've never shared. You become the only person in the world who understands the complexity of their soul. This creates a terrifyingly fast bond known as hyper-rapport. By becoming a perfect reflection of their deepest desires, you bypass their defense mechanisms. They don't fall in love with you. fall in love with the reflection of themselves they see in your eyes. You become their drug because you are the only one who provides the specific neurochemical fix their ego craves. You have infiltrated the system. You are now a core file in their emotional operating system. And a system cannot delete a file it believes is essential for its own stability. How do you turn a temporary attraction into a permanent, fanatical loyalty? You make it expensive. In economics, there is a concept called the sunk cost fallacy. It states that humans are prone to continuing an endeavor once an investment has been made, even if it's no longer beneficial. Protocol number 3, the identity anchor. The architect does not give. The architect allows the subject to invest. The more time, emotion, and secrets a person deposits into you, the more they are forced to justify that investment. If they've shared their darkest fears with you, if they've prioritized you over their friends, if they've compromised their own rules for you, their brain must reach a conclusion. I must love this person. Otherwise, I'm a fool for giving them so much. You are anchoring your presence to their very sense of self-worth. To leave the architect would mean admitting they made a catastrophic mistake. It would mean facing the void alone. So, they stay. They become loyal not out of joy, but out of a desperate need to maintain their own internal logic. You have moved from being an option to being an imperative. You are the anchor, and as long as you hold the line, they will never drift away. They are no longer choosing you. They are being driven by the structure you built around them. This is the ultimate seduction, where the victim convinces themselves that their captivity is actually their destiny. Seduction is not a game of hearts. It is a game of architecture. Once you understand these protocols, the vacuum, the mirror, the anchor, the world changes. You stop seeing people and start seeing blueprints. You realize that most love stories are just two people blindly bumping into each other's triggers. But you are an architect now. You have the tools to build a cathedral of devotion or a prison of obsession. The question is, what will you do with this power? Knowledge is not a crime, but what you build with it, that is your responsibility. The update is complete. The session is terminated. But this was only the surface. If you want to see what happens when the architect descends into the shadows, when we discuss the true nature of shadow work and the dark side of the psyche, you know what to do. Subscribe. The next session goes deeper, much deeper.